Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany. If you're David, why haven't you talked to me yet? If you're an Angle, hi. I added Becca on Discord, but she didn't have me back. One of the things that I was most worried about was that I would never get back in touch with her and she would just die. Because she was battling cancer. And just like my father, wouldn't give up tobacco. So, I don't know. I hope she's doing okay. Or, This year, I spent a lot of time wishing that I had ever been born, or that I didn't make it past the age of 7. And then, in a freak accident, my 7-year-old cousin died. Shortly after, my parents found a bird, a dead pigeon, on their balcony. I've been very paranoid and distrustful of my parents lately, and I'm like, God, I hope neither of them did it. I hope it was just an accident. But I suddenly felt very bad about wishing that, it's hard being around family after tragedies when you weren't around. No one really knows you. You don't really know anybody. You have all the love in the world, and you care, and you want to help, but there's already too much distance. Last Christmas, she looked at me, and she, even after going on hikes with me, joining us, because it was my cousin who I was hiking with, her daughter, she didn't know who I was. She was very withdrawn, very quiet, after being a very lively child, and sometimes I wonder if it wasn't an accident, it was a mercy from above, from her grandpa who passed not even a year prior. They were born on the same day. I've never really trusted the men in my family, because they're men. It's just stay away, stay away. My mother's always treated me a little bit more like competition than her daughter. Always a possession, never a prize. She used to dress me up like a doll. And I think I got played with too hard. What even is early childhood when you don't remember it? I do remember this interesting thing happening. I had a boyfriend when I was 7. He was 3 years older. He lived across the alleyway. He was a bad boy. And I do mean, like, not good. One day he pulled me to the to my fence under the tree and asked me if I wanted to have sex with him or something. One thing this 10-year-old asked the 7-year-old to have sex with him. She said yes. Don't remember anything after that. But I really don't think I snuck out of the house. I think I slept. And the next day, there was fallout. I don't know. I can make anything up, really. I wrote that story in a note to my best friend in the 8th grade. And our teacher took it and read it. And I got sent to the counselor's office. And my parents got contacted. My dad came into the living room and was like, do you want, like, what? I don't remember. It was a very awkward conversation. But I don't know. I remember telling that story in the 6th grade too. And that's how, because, like, how did you find out what sex is? When did you learn about sex? To my knowledge, I did not have sex until I was 23 years old. Thank you very much. I was called a unicorn in high school, teenage virgin. At local shows, my friend would pick me up and offer me up to the band, one of the bands, exclaiming, "Sacrifice the Virgin." It was really awkward because this was my favorite band, and I did have a crush on the lead singer. But like years later, I'm showing them my tattoo that I got for them, the heartbeat on my wrist, and it's just like, yes, I am the same girl who was once thrown at you and sacrificed to you. If, when I was going to these shows as a minor, there was anything untoward happening, any creeps in the bands, I was unaware because I just went home after. I didn't hang around. I didn't go to after parties. I was a good girl. I just didn't have any fucking friends. I didn't want to get stranded. Always afraid of everything. So I would just go home after the shows. My mom would come pick me up. And then I stopped going to shows. The last show that I went to, I had to work the next morning. And I knew that I needed to leave early, but I didn't. I stayed for the whole thing, and I was really sad being there, because I was there alone. And but went to work the next day, very tired, not feeling well at all, and I messed up the batch of dough. And instead of starting over, I had an anxiety attack, called my boss, and quit. Oops. I was 22, I think. Yeah, didn't have a job after that for a very long time. Just dog sitting. A couple more times nannying for my sister. The last time I was there was 2020, and I called her husband a bigot and a cunt, And I cried for 12 hours after, and they stayed married for another 6 years. God fucking grief. I wish she had listened to me. I saw it immediately, and she didn't listen. She thought I was projecting my own shit onto him. But sure enough, it only ever got worse. And they never, it's just, he comes from a very privileged family, and my sister's father comes from a similarly privileged family, and daddy issues and all that. Nobody tell my nephew that he's the result of daddy issues. I will kick you in the shin. That boy is the one good thing, and he is excellent. 10 out of 10. Best lad. Couldn't ask for a better nephew. I'm very proud, and I will always be. And no matter what, where this kid goes, same with his sister. I worry more about his sister because she's a lot like me. And, well, my sister has never really treated me the best. And, I worry. Especially since, yeah, not gonna go into that. But I love those two kids with everything I have. They are literally the only reason that I am still here. They're the reason I'm not allowed to kill myself. Yes. My sister is a big reason I have so many fucking scars. Because same with after bad nights with my mom. If I have a bad night with my sister, I got nothing to do but try to bleed it out. She's the reason I started cutting farther down on my legs. Her and my mom are both the reason I started cutting on my arm. Just treating you like shit. Discrediting everything you say and feel and think. Because they know better. I shouldn't bother even trying to think. Well, their egos cost blood. But it's better than killing myself. It's better than getting addicted to hard drugs. I am a lifelong candy addict. I used to steal money from my babysitter to feed my addiction. And because my parents, I found out very young that I could get away with anything I wanted. Anything in the world. And I did. found out not too long ago that my babysitter was once found. Did I already tell this story? I don't remember if it was in the one I posted or the one I didn't post. But this babysitter was found naked on the main road that leads to all the farmlands and stuff. The rich, working class. The inherited farmers. The deeded lands. I don't know. My uncle was talking about his deeded lands or someone's deeded lands out in the prairies, and it's like, that land belongs to the indigenous people. If it's gonna be sold, sell it back to them. For the bare minimum. I don't know. Just give it for fucking free. You've got enough money. Through assets. Land back. Why am I so supportive of the Palestinian cause? Because the Palestinian cause is no different from the native kids that I went to school with. We are like 45 degrees removed from that level of genocide. And it's only like as more black people in the US are being found lynched and hanging from trees, I really worry that that sort of violence is going to start up here. It's terrifying. But we can stop it. We need to stop it. People are so concerned with their tax dollars being spent on poor people and other people's health care, other people's education. All of the money that's being funneled, it's like these people who are filling buckets to fill the pool for the rich in these trickle-down economics where we are collecting drips. We are filling buckets from rivers and seas, everything in between. We are still watching children being exploited for labor. We are still seeing women traffic themselves. And we are still seeing no consequences for everything that America has done in its existence. Everything Europe has done. Everyone glorifies the Roman Empire, but it was a deeply evil civilization. They were conquerors. They stole all of the cultures around them, and they crushed everyone who defied them. They had men killing each other for sport by the end. Just like America has now. Child soldiers, women who can't even stand up for themselves. No community, just cults. Back then it was blue versus green, now it's red versus blue. Green is just trying to make the world stay colorful. But nobody cares. They just want more money. I want more smiling faces, more sunny days, more rainy days, more snowy days. I want people to be happy again. But somehow everyone became convinced that happiness has to look like something, and it has to be earned, and you have to work your entire life for it. You can't just live it. You can't just live every day for the sake of being alive. You have to always be reaching higher, always be subservient, keep your head down, listen to what you're told, obey. But when a black teenager says hands up, don't shoot, we don't get justice for that. There's no throwing a brick into the window of a business that supports and finances apartheid is violence, but sticking cops in riot gear on peaceful protesters and having those cops beating college kids and professors, that's no, that's nothing short of fucked right up. I was so out of it by the time George Floyd happened. I was so numb to everything. And like I just couldn't, but I cut someone out of my life because he defended the cop who shot Mike Brown. And that was the last straw, because he had been kind of a shithead. And now he's much, much more supportive of the oppressed people, and he came back 2 years later, sent me a message and yeah, he's still a capitalist white boy, but he's got a good heart and a beautiful family and a very cute dog who honestly might as well be named Cracker. My grandma's father came from America, I found out. And I'm like, Jim Crow America? That's fucking great. I would not be surprised. But seeing me never think twice about people's skin color or status influenced my grandma. She told me that I influenced her to embrace more people and be more open. That was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. But I don't really trust my grandma anymore. I don't trust anybody. Not even because I don't believe they're trustworthy. I don't believe they believe in the right things. And they don't believe in themselves. At dinner the other day, my grandma told me that she doesn't want to be here anymore. And me being someone who doesn't want to be here anymore, I nodded and I asked if she wanted to go out in a blaze of glory. She said she thinks she'll sneak out the back door. And when I left, I booped her on the nose and said, no sneaking out the back door. 'Cause, yeah. I do hope that she finds peace. And that if she is done here, then may her soul find its way to my granddad or wherever it's bound to be. Somewhere. See, this is where I'm like, yeah, only God can judge if there's a heaven and a hell. Like, I think she is, if, I don't know. I don't believe in heaven and hell. I believe in souls being free. No gatekeeping. No more glorification of the absence of color. No more gated communities. I know why I haven't been serial killed. Sitting out here every single night. Almost every night. Getting high as fuck. It's because all the serial killers are cops and conscripted. Is that the word? Any would-be. They're shipped off or heavily sedated. I don't know. They haven't snapped yet. Feels like the calm before the storm. If we're repeating history, I don't know. I think it's time to just put an end to all the violence. Decenter men. Free the children. Indigenous governance is vital to this planet's well-being. And whiteness is like white phosphorus being dropped on entire civilizations. While the whitest man in the White House is allowed to do whatever he wants. And he has the world's biggest cults behind him because they're all, I don't know. I'm sad and I'm tired, even though I slept all day. I slept all day because I'm sad and tired. My fucking grandma keeps telling me she doesn't want to be here. It's like, I can't. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know if this is just another instance of, oh yeah, people just tell Brittany anything. You're not supposed to do anything about it. You're just a soundboard. Shut up and take it. Went to my cousin's engagement. Went to my auntie's for my cousin's engagement party, which I ruined before it even started. Because I really just don't trust these 23-year-olds who have been together for 10 years and now want to be engaged for 5 years and have a brunch engagement party with only his side of the family and like a little bit of like her dad was not there because his father had just had a stroke. Holy crap. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my mother and her siblings, but jeez Louise. Shit is fucked. Where am I?